Here are my opinions on Jujutsu Kaisen Season 2. After watching the first season of the show, I stated that the anime is classic shonen and not much beyond that. And I stand by that opinion of the first season. However, the sophomore outing is a different beast entirely, as the young Gojo arc perfectly sets up the world events that lead to the paradigm-shifting horror we view in Shibuya. The first half of the season shows us that Gojo has always been strong, but he's had to learn a lot, and those lessons he's forced to learn when he fails against Megumi's dilf of a father shapes him to be the almost unstoppable force we see later on. Because more than a girl's life, it costs him his best friend, and probably gives him some very complicated feelings whenever he stands in front of a KFC. So finger licking good. All of this finally comes to a head when we finally reach the Shibuya arc, which really pushes our characters to their limits, as they literally get no rest between the gallery of cursed spirits and evil Jujutsu sorcerers they have to face. Some of my favorite fights this season are Megumi versus his dad, where even his rabbits are putting in work, Yuji versus Chozo, where our protagonist has to arguably fight the most tactically that he's ever had to, and Nanami versus Haruta, cause daddy came to punish. Although it isn't just our protagonists that we see epic displays from, because we also get to see just how big the looming threats of the show are. Sukuna and Geto's presence in the story has always been ominous, with characters talking about how devastating their respective powers are, but in Shibuya, we see it on full display. Sukuna vs Mahoraga is probably the most terrifying battle in the show, as the caliber of damage from that fight is so frightening there is no word that more properly describes it than awesome. And Geto just decimates everyone, absorbing Mahito after a grueling fight against Yuji and Todo. Then to add insult to injury, he proves Mechamaru right by absolutely making fools of the Kyoto students, treating these average sorcerers like flies and enjoying swatting them away. What's more is the show hits you hard in the feels this season, with impactful emotional moments like Todo cutting off his own arm, Nanami being exploded by Mahito, and Mechamaru making a futile last stand to keep his classmates safe. There's a lot more I can say about this season's escapades, but no decision in the story feels out of place or boring. It carries my attention from start to end and left me screaming at my screen for more, especially when Yuta pulls up in the finale. As always, that's just my opinion. What'd you think of Jujutsu Kaisen Season 2?